All right.
Hi, I'm Ashley, and my subject is going to be about euthanasia. You've all probably had pets, right, where you've had them for a long time, and then after a while, they start getting sick, and you don't really want to see them suffer, so you put them down. I think that, well, my thing is that legalizing euthanasia will end suffering for many. Euthanasia is an act of purposely ending a life to relieve pain and suffering. In other words, it's a mercy killing. Voluntary euthanasia is when the person whose life was ended has asked for it. Physician-assisted suicide is when a doctor offers a means for a patient to end their suffering, by either through lethal injection or prescription. My supporting claims are that euthanasia will release people from pain. Many terminally ill patients with unremitting pain ask for euthanasia or physician-assisted suicide. Thirdly, removing legal blame for this, for those who help people come through with euthanasia. How do I say this? If people are in a long state of suffering, eventually they're going to ask somebody to help them, because it's not legal in the state of California. It's not legal in 49 or 48 states of California. It's legal in Oregon and in Washington. Many don't even want to ask other people for help, because after they're gone, they're going to be blamed for it. People can be charged criminally because they helped end somebody's suffering. And then also, legalizing euthanasia would help lead to more funding to other patients. Let's see. Animals are better treated when it comes to this than humans are. People can be in homes for years, be victims of cancer, have unremitting pain. They can suffer for a very long time and think of it as unbearable. It's not legalized because a lot of people think that you do not have the right to end somebody's life. It's not necessarily about taking a life, it's about ending your life with dignity. A lot of people don't want to be around after children have grown up. They have somebody else assisting them and living. They can't live on their own. People need to wipe them, help them eat, things like that. So euthanasia releases people from pain, but it doesn't only release patients. It also releases the loved ones from pain, and it also releases others who probably need the funding to be directed at them. Loved ones are often faced with the choice of whether to hold on to somebody or to let them go. Some people who live for a long time but don't have the will to live because the pain is so unbearable are often said that you can't treat them. You can only drug them to help alleviate the pain. But a lot of the times you drug somebody up so much that they're not even there. Terminally ill patients, 70% of people believe that legalizing euthanasia would give people who are suffering an opportunity to ease their pain. Legalizing euthanasia would also remove the legal blame for those who would try to assist these people in their release. After somebody is euthanized, funding that was used for them can now be directed to other people who have more viable opportunities than being stuck in a bed or things like that. So yes. Euthanasia, legalizing euthanasia will end suffering of many because it would release a lot of people from pain. It would allow assistance. It would remove legal blame, and it would redirect funds to other patients that need it. What is it?
All right, you state the proposition as a claim of fact the way you present it, but some of your secondary points really are claims of value, and I think that they become a distraction as a consequence. Your supporting points, for instance, you outline them at the beginning of the speech. Your second point was not even a claim, though it's a piece of information. What inference should we be drawing from that information? That's what you need to be thinking about. Your explanation on the one point, I think, is also a little bit problematic, the notion that people could be held to blame afterwards. I think that there's an issue there, but you need a clear explanation of it. And what you definitely need more of is proof on some of these claims. I've got hypothetical people suffering. I don't have any actual counts of people. I don't have a single example of this person who's suffering here. Even an example would be helpful in this particular situation, because then we know we're talking about something that's tangible, not something that you've just imagined in your head. The number of people who are requesting euthanasia, I think you don't have any idea of what percentage of people with terminal diseases would be requesting this or would take advantage of it. We don't have any information that talks about that. The notion that it's in the long run going to save some money, or that we'd spend the money on something else, again, that's all a presupposition. There's no data on this particular point. So I think that that's a little problematic. You really don't even have much information about the pain and suffering issue. You suggest that they are in pain, and that sometimes it's been suggested that they could be doped up, but then they're not really there. Again, another assertion. I'm not sure that you've shown that there is a case for euthanasia. You've kind of highlighted what arguments are sometimes made for euthanasia, but you haven't given us any proof on that. So we've got lots of claims, but very little grounds in the argument. And without the grounds, even though your warrants might sound appealing, I think it's hard to believe that they are valid ways to make this inference. I thought you did a nice job at the end of the speech summarizing the speech, because I thought your speech had a lot more coherence in that summary, and that kind of rescues some of the organizational problems during the speech, because it puts everything back in context as you're finishing up. Thank you.